Hey guys, how's it going? This is Tim, bringing you guys daily deals with Tim, where I talk about the latest news and deals on cryptocurrency, all for you guys. And before I begin, this is my personal opinion and not financial advice. Now today, I want to talk about Ethereum Classic and their latest announcement of the newly about to release Callisto network. Now, Ethereum Classic stems from the split of the hard fork that came from Ethereum, in that after the DAO hack, which is a decentralized autonomous organization, they had a lot of fund in their kind of wallet, and it was stolen. And basically, people had to make the choice: are you going to continue with the stolen amount of Ethereum, or are you going to break into the immutability of the blockchain and reverse that transactions? And basically, Vitalik reversed the transactions and hard forked, breaking the immutability of Ethereum, while the other people said, you cannot break that, we have to continue on with what we have. And that's where Ethereum Classic came in. Now, Ethereum Classic is, I believe, led by some group of people, but the main person that I kind of know from the Ethereum Classic team is Charles Hoskinson, and he is one of the chief scientists in Cardano project as well. But recently, I've heard that Charles Hoskinson is not abandoning Ethereum Classic, but it's kind of like his side project with the Cardano. But one thing about Ethereum Classic was that there wasn't much news about it. Pretty much no one was talking about it. They're working on these kind of technological aspects of the Ethereum Classic, but there was no really news about it. But this one is pretty much one of the, I guess, the hottest news about Ethereum Classic out there currently, because I've seen it pretty much, and this came out 8 hours ago. So what Ethereum Classic is doing is that they're launching a new blockchain called Callisto network. It's going to be called CLO for short. And at the time of Callisto's launch, all the accounts that have Ethereum Classic in their balance at the time of block 5.5 million will receive an equivalent amount of CLO in ratio of 1:1. So this is going to be a snapshot, kind of like a hard fork, except this is a complete new blockchain being built. And I believe the Callisto network is going to be a sidechain of Ethereum Classic, but it's going to be a separate blockchain. But at the same time, they're going to have some interoperability. So kind of a new perspective in that it's not a hard fork, it's not a soft fork, it's a sidechain with different blockchains, separate blockchains, but they can operate together. It's a little bit of a complex idea, but I think once you guys read more into it, you might understand, and once it actually comes out, it might be easier to understand. So how do you receive the Callisto tokens, I guess, or coins? The wallets that will guarantee work is Classic Ether Wallet, Classic Mask, and My Ether Wallet can work, but they will have to add the Callisto support. Alright, so one thing cool about the Callisto project, and this is coming from the Ethereum Commonwealth forum, is that it's going to have cross-chain services improvements, but also they aim to establish a smart contract-based on-chain governance system, completely financially transparent, built-in development funding mechanism to balance the interest in the network between miners and coin holders. So they're going to have something to sustain the Callisto network, similar to Dash, in that Dash has a percentage of the staking or the mining going into the developers and the community support. Similar to that, I believe 10% of the kind of the distribution of Callisto network will go into the funding, development funding. And around 70% will be mined, and 20% will be staked. But the staking part of the Callisto network is different, because the staking doesn't actually secure or validate the network, but it simply just rewards the hodlers. So if you hodl Callisto network CLO tokens or coin, then you will be able to get the rewards from staking. But this is simply coming from a smart contract, so it's not something to secure the network, but it's just a reward for holding onto the token. And this will the actual implementation is not there yet. This is still a proof of concept. So this is a vision that they have, but this is what they aim to do. They also have this thing called cold staking protocol, in which that the cold staking is how would you call this? So you wouldn't have to you would need a hot wallet. For example, for just regular proof of staking, you would need the coin on your wallet, and you would have that wallet on your computer for 24/7 in order to stake some coins. But for Callisto network, you would simply just go through some process to continue or progress that smart contract. And once that's done, you could leave it in your wallet, and it would simply rack in the staking rewards just by holding onto it. Now, this is still a concept, not a full product, and they're testing it, seeing how it works. But overall, I think there is going to be two kinds of staking methods. One of them will be so one of them will be a threshold of 1,000 CLO, and this will, if you have 1,000 or more, then you would activate this cold staking process. However, the 2.0 version of this will allow to stake any amounts, even if you have 0.0001 CLO. So, coming from the devs, I think, or the guy who posted this announcement, says that they will go with the 2.0 version if it successfully passed the security audit, but it is still in development. So this is kind of what I really want from a project that is securely developed by consistent developers, and especially with Charles Hoskinson, I think he has some great ideas in the project, and it has a mining part and staking, but cold staking, in that all you have to do is just keep it in your cold storage wallet, and you just have to implement this smart contract to allow it to stake without having it on your computer the whole time. And it also has 10% of development funding, so that it's a sustainable financial project, not just a project working based off of donations from their users. And just the concept of this is very similar to what I would ideally like in a cryptocurrency project. So I'm definitely interested in this project. I'm really thinking of getting Ethereum Classic into my portfolio, because right now I don't have any Ethereum Classic, because there's literally no news about anything with Ethereum Classic. At certain points, I'm like, why do people still invest into this coin? There's literally nothing coming out of it. When I looked into it, there was kind of this old looking website, not my favorite, but with these kind of side chains coming out with interoperability between the Ethereum Classic and the Callisto network, and also Cardano is going to allow Ethereum Classic to work within its system. So what this means is that because Charles Hoskinson is working in Cardano and Ethereum Classic, and Ethereum Classic is connected to Callisto network, it means that all three, Cardano, Ethereum Classic, and Callisto network, in the future can possibly interoperate. And Cardano is at rank 5 right now. I just see this strong bond between the projects. So I'm definitely looking more into this, and I'm going to do more research on it, see what kind of implementation they're going to put on this, if this is going to be one of my potential investment in the future. So if you guys are interested in this project, definitely go look at it. They have a white paper revision still in progress, but also if you guys want these CLO tokens. I think if you invest, if you get Ethereum Classic coins and store it in one of these wallets, then you will automatically get 1-to-1 ratio by block 5.5 million. And I think the estimated time is around March 5th or beginning of March. So that's it about for today. If you guys like this kind of content, like this video, comment below, and smash that subscribe button. And also, if you guys want to support the channel, check out the links below, and I'll really appreciate that. And as always, I'll bring you guys more deals on Daily Deals with Tim.